where delegates and participants of the much-anticipated national dialogue have started arriving at the University of South Africa's main campus. Iman Rappetti joins us live from there. It's anticipated to be a 9:30 kickoff then for things this morning. What does it look like as some of the delegates and those that are attending are looking like they are heading in, Iman? Good morning.
Well, we're meeting people that most South Africans would want to meet every day, members of the Eminent persons group. And the reason I'm smiling is because I'm just overhearing some of the banter here, and it's so exciting. I'm listening to the banter between John Carney, the esteemed John Carney, of course, and Barbara Masekela. I'm going to bring them straight into the conversation because they need to rush off and be inside this main hall, which is where we're standing outside of this morning. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we really do appreciate you, and we appreciate you in general, as you know. We've used in our headlines the start of the contentious national convention, and you know that that's been part of the theme. How would you describe today, John?
It is the national convention, which is a precursor to the great journey we will take over the next months. That will be the dialogues, the conversations, imbizo, to get the people's point of view, to reassign and re-engage ourselves to creating a South Africa we envisioned in 1994, when we knew that these were our responsibilities, to create a people's country, a people's first, a concerned country, a society that cares. So we're going to, as EPGs,
I love the acronyms.
EPGs, going to be here as guardians, as custodians, as guarantors, as advocates for the national dialogue.
This is a lot, Barbara, because you are putting your reputation, your own legacy of commitment to this country on the line. Now, you've heard people aren't completely sold on all of this, and whether it really is going to reach every household, every person is going to have access to that microphone to share their views and their lived experience in this country. What have you been doing as members of the esteemed persons group, and what would you say to those South Africans that still have their arms crossed on the margins?
I think that with every huge and important meeting, there are always issues around there. You can't have a big conference or a meeting, but this is even more crucial because it has to do with our country. So in the past few weeks, we have been talking about, looking at the work mainly that has been done by the preparatory task team, which was made up of the foundations, because as you know, they set the foundation for this meeting. So we have been being briefed about how far they've gone.
Yes.
What remains to be done, the logistics, making sure our major issue has been representativity, because we want everybody in South Africa to be represented here. And for us, it is more a citizen building kind of exercise. And as such, we are focused on making sure that we go as deep down in our society as we can, so that it is the people who speak for themselves and they guide us, and so that the final outcome of it is going to be the people of South Africa want this.
They must see themselves in the dialogue. John Carney, you have always said that theatre tells the story of a nation. In this moment, what is the story you are hoping our country will tell at the conclusion of what is going to be a months-long process of conversation across South African society?
What we want at the end of this journey is the confidence of our people in our leadership. Is the confidence of our people in the structures that we set up in the name of servicing our people. At the end of this journey, we want everybody to feel at last, now I know we are on the route to be a truly democratic and stop the conversation of being the most unequal society, the most violent society, gender-based violence, crime, corruption, leaders with no integrity or commitment to serving the people. We hope that will make it clear towards the end of this journey that the people want good leaders. The people want the services they need and deserve.
Some would say voting is that opportunity, yet millions of South Africans just completely abstained from voting. I think 11 million or more in the last election when they were registered to vote. That we already have the systems, the mechanisms in place to express the will of the people, but this continued bad behavior is what put them off. How do you win the argument?
Absolutely.
You have to do something. We have been talking about it. We have been commenting about it. We've been writing about it. Now is the time to say, therefore, what are you going to do about it? So this process is to get to the point that this is what's going to happen. This is what we are attempting to do about exactly all the challenges you are talking about.
I know I need to let you guys go, so that's what I'm going to do. And thank you so much for stopping by and just sharing with us your expectations from the day today.
Thank you.
John Carney and Mambara Masekela. We are going to continue to canvass South Africans from all walks of life who are gathering, converging here inside the Winnie Madikizela Mandela building to lend their voice. It is going to be a complicated process from what I understand, with speeches, of course, including those from the head of state. But the intention is to leave here with a steering committee that understands what the framework for this engagement is going to be. They're going to pilot out the first 15,000 conversations, which are ward-based, in our communities to see where those frictions might be, where this design might need to be tweaked before they launch it out in its reiterated form across the country. We spoke about legacy foundations saying, we're not coming. But some foundations have stayed, including the Moses Kotane Foundation. Remember the history of Moses Kotane, the SG of the South African Communist Party, I think for about 40 years, if my mathematics is correct. Steve Mashia represents that foundation and joins us now. Steve, good morning. Why have you stayed when others pulled out?
Good morning, Iman, and good morning to the viewers at home. We stayed because we feel it is very important that the conversation must continue. We cannot talk about, uniting voices when there are no voices. So there has to be voices inside so that we are able to shape this country properly.
Again, you've got a base that you need to say, hey, this is a process with integrity. You should get involved. How do you rally people who just feel like, this is another talk shop?
We are part of the leadership here at the convention. And what we are saying as the foundation and actually as the Stalwarts Foundation Forum, because I'm also here representing the Stalwarts Foundations Forum.
Who's in it?
We've got quite a number of foundations. Charlotte Mackay is one of them. Moses Kotane Foundation is one of them. Solim San is one of them. We've got a whole lot of foundations. We've been working on this forum for the past 3 years, including the issue of the actual national dialogue itself. That is why when other foundations, took the lead, we said we'll rally behind the idea, and it's for that reason that we are, still committed to that, to say we need to continue to rally behind the national.
What is the promise that you're hoping is going to be birthed behind these doors that are just behind you?
We have made a call as the forum to say this must be a people-centered program. People must lead in this program. Societies are the ones that needs to set the tone, as we are here on this convention, that people are going to set the tone for this convention and the national dialogue to happen properly.
So what do you want to say to all South Africans?
Let's rally behind the national dialogue. There are a lot of ideas. There are a lot of people who's got not confidence into this, but we say we are confident as the Foundations Forum that it will shape up to what we want it to be. It will give a voice to some people who do not have a voice. In the rural deep areas, through the processes that are going to be unfolding. So let's leave it to happen so that people on the rural areas are able also to have a voice.
Well, let's hope so. Steve Mashia, thank you so much. Appreciate your time this morning. Steve Mashia is with the Moses Kotane Foundation, and you heard it from almost every voice that we've been speaking to this morning. Rally behind the process. Keep the faith. It is going to deliver the expectations of a nation at a time where some might say we're echoing that 1990 to 94 period of racial division and political discord. Hopefully it's a moment for us to come together once more in a way that takes our country forward. Arabile, back to you.